Steven Gerrard is on the brink of a sensational return to Rangers, cancelling appearances and fueling the fire of an Ibrox comeback. Up at Parkhead, Kieran Tierney could be making a thunderous return to Celtic. Over in Edinburgh, Hearts are going transfer crazy, lining up not one, not two, but three new signings with even more deals in the pipeline. Meanwhile, Balogun is forced out the back door with no farewell, leaving fans stunned and heartbroken. This episode is absolutely packed, and you do not want to miss a second of it. Smash that like button to keep these videos coming, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a beat from Scottish football. Let's get stuck in. Right, let us talk about the great return of the Forgotten Four. Birmingham City have officially packed Ben Davies and Kieran Dowell's bags and sent them back north to Rangers, with a polite thanks and goodbye after a solid season in League One. Davies featured in nearly every match as Birmingham clinched the title, while Dowell chipped in with 5 goals and 4 assists after arriving mid-season. Fair play, lads, but the Blues made it crystal clear they are not sticking around. So, Rangers now find themselves reuniting not only with those two, but also with Rabbi Matondo and Jose Cifuentes. That is 4 players, 4 wages, 1 big financial headache. We are talking about a combined cost of more than £4,260,000 every year just on these 4. For context, that is like paying a premium for a luxury car you never drive and that keeps breaking down in the garage. Let us break this down. Ben Davies is reportedly on £27,000 per week. Kieran Dowell, £16,000. Matondo, £23,000. Cifuentes, another $16,000. And the returns are, well, questionable at best. Matondo never quite revved the engine in Glasgow, and even though Cifuentes had a decent time at Aris Thessaloniki, they are not keen to meet Rangers' price tag. All eyes now turn to Kevin Thelwell. He has barely touched down and already has a fire to put out. Trimming this bloated wage bill is job number 1. Rangers cannot afford to keep tossing money at underwhelming returns. The supporters want a leaner, sharper, more competitive side, not a collection of expensive nearly men filling out the bench. And now comes the £1 million question, or shall we say, the £4 million question for the comments section. Should Rangers be ripping up contracts and starting fresh, or do any of these 4 actually deserve another shot at Ibrox next season? Let us hear it, folks. Be honest. Are you keeping any of them? Or is it time to clear the lot and give the Academy boys a proper chance? Right then, buckle up, because this one could stir the pot a bit. Kieran Tierney, the prodigal son of Parkhead, looks set to swap the Emirates for the East End of Glasgow once again. 6 years ago, he packed his bags. Arsenal dropped £25 million on the table, and off he went to conquer the Premier League. Now, he is heading home, a little battered, a little bruised, and maybe with a point to prove. Let us be clear, Tierney had moments of brilliance down south, became a fan favorite, but the truth is, he has been on the periphery for the better part of 2 seasons. Injuries, loan spells, and a manager who prefers his fullbacks inverted like a folding chair have kept him out of the spotlight. Gary Neville, never one to sugarcoat it, called Arsenal's left-back position a massive problem. He rattled off a list of names Arteta has tried there. Zinchenko, Kiwior, Tomiyasu, Timber, and of course Tierney. But none of them quite stuck. Now there is a teenage whiz-kid called Miles Lewis Skelly, who is apparently owning that role like he was born in the technical area. So what does that mean for Celtic? Well, Brendan Rodgers must be grinning like a cat in the cream. Tierney is 27, fit, and crucially hungry. He has barely racked up 400 minutes this season. That is not even 5 full matches. And if Greg Taylor really is packing up this summer, there is a gaping hole just waiting for Tierney to come in and make it his own. Imagine this, Tierney surging down the left with Dazen Maeda tearing up the wing beside him. That is pace. That is aggression. That is a nightmare for any fullback in the league. Has Kieran Tierney come back to reclaim his throne at Celtic, or is this just another romantic return that is going to fall flat like so many before? Let me know. Is Tierney the hero returning in his prime, or is Celtic taking a step back by going back to the past? Right then, it is all go at Tynecastle, and Hearts fans might want to keep their phones charged because this transfer window is shaping up to be an absolute whirlwind. Derek McGuinness has barely put the kettle on in his new office, and already the club is scrambling to get deals over the line. Let us start with Alexandros Kieran, the Greek winger currently polishing his boots somewhere in Edinburgh, just waiting for the ink to dry. Out of contract with Zemplin Nikolaos in Slovakia, he is a versatile forward who can play left, right, or up the guts. A proper Swiss Army knife of an attacker. Then there is Islam Chesnokov, the Kazakhstan international, also deep in talks. Hearts are trying to get this deal done sharpish, so they are not waiting until January because, as everyone knows, signing a winger in October and benching him until the new year is as useful as a chocolate teapot. Now to the big Belgian. Elton Kabangu looks like he is staying in Gorgie, with Hearts ready to shell out around £250,000 to make his loan from Union St. Gilloise permanent. 3-year deal on the table, and by all accounts, both sides are happy. If that gets over the line, it is a tidy bit of business. Christian Borch-Grevink is also on his way, but not quite yet. The Norwegian right-back has a pre-contract in place and will be part of the squad from next season. Add to that a couple of midfield targets and the exit door spinning faster than a turnstile on Derby Day, and you have a serious rebuild on your hand. Barry McKay and Jorge Grant are on their way out. Craig Gordon and Lawrence Shanklin have been offered new deals, though it remains to be seen if they put pen to paper. And McGuinness? He is getting full control to shape the squad how he sees fit. The Hearts hierarchy have admitted the squad is a bit bloated, a bit too heavy on the waistline, and now it is time to trim. So here comes the big one for the comments. With all this money being spent and all these signings in the pipeline, are Hearts building a squad to challenge the top two, or are they just reshuffling the same old cards and hoping for a different result? Be honest, is this ambition or another expensive experiment? Let us hear your take. Well now, just when you thought the Rangers soap opera was running out of plot twists, up pops Steven Gerrard, stage left with a cancelled charity match and a suitcase possibly heading for Govan. Yes, whispers around Ibrox are turning into proper chatter, and it looks like Gerrard might be back in the dugout where it all began. The man who delivered an unbeaten league campaign and wrestled the title away from Celtic in 2021, ending a long wait in emphatic style, is apparently clearing his schedule for what many think could be his return to Rangers. He is pulled out of a Legends match in France, citing professional reasons, and now the rumor mill is spinning faster than a Tavernier corner into the wind. Let us be clear though, this is not the same club Gerrard left behind. The current squad is a patchwork, trailing far behind Brendan Rodgers' Celtic, and stuck in the kind of rebuild that gives sporting directors night sweats. Since leaving Rangers, Gerrard's managerial stints have been, well, let us say mixed. A rocky ride at Aston Villa, then a stint at Al Ettifaq that ended with more questions than answers. The aura is still there, but the momentum, not so much. Still, there is no denying what Gerrard brings. He gets the club, the fans, the pressure, the scale of the task, and more than anything, he brings that sense of this could work. His 4-3-3 style suits the modern game, and if anyone can reignite belief at Ibrox, it might just be the Scouser who lit it up once before. Would bringing Gerrard back be a bold masterstroke or just another example of Rangers living in the past? Let us hear it. Is Stevie G the man to rebuild and go toe-to-toe with Celtic again, or is this nostalgia wrapped in a tracksuit? Leon Balogun has officially brought down the curtain on his Rangers career, and let me tell you, it is a proper tearjerker of a goodbye. After 2 stints, 23 appearances this season, and a legacy tied to that famous unbeaten title under Steven Gerrard, the big man is heading for the Ibrox exit with heavy boots and a heavier heart. He wanted to stay. That was no secret. The 37-year-old had made it clear he was up for another year, and with Rangers in desperate need of experience and leadership, it looked like a no-brainer to some. But football, as ever, does not always follow the script. Balogun's contract will run out at the end of May, and that 10-minute cameo against Hibernian, which ended in injury, turned out to be his final bow in a light blue shirt. No lap of honor, no Ibrox send-off, just a quiet limping exit and leave, and he is gutted. In a deeply emotional post, Balogun thanked everyone from the fans to the backroom staff, reflecting on the highs and lows that made him fall in love with the club all over again. He wanted one last walk around Ibrox, one last moment under the lights. Instead, he is saying his goodbyes on Instagram. It is not how a loyal servant should bow out. especially not one who helped deliver that historic title and was always the first to front up in tough times. The man bled for the badge, and the supporters know it. There is no bitterness in his message, just a genuine sadness that it ended so quietly. Did Rangers make the right call letting Balogun go, or should they have given him the one more year he was asking for? Is age just a number when the dressing room is crying out for leaders? Or is it time to move on from the past and clear the decks completely? Let me know what you think.